Hello! In this video, we're going to be talking about why sine 30 is going to always be 1/2, why cosine 30 is always going to be square root of 3 over 2. So, to start off this video, let's draw a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And that's labeled angles 30, 60, and 90. Boom. Now let's label the sides A, B, and C. Just as easy. So sine 30 is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So that's going to be B over C. And cosine 30 is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's going to be A over C. So let's do sine 30 first. So let's draw another 30, 60, 90 triangle right next to it. It's labeled angles 30, 90, and 60. Okay, notice that we have an equilateral triangle because all angles of this triangle is 60 degrees. So this side is also going to be C and this side is going to be B. So we know, because this is an equilateral triangle, that 2B is going to be equal to C. So B is equal to C over 2. Now let's put that into sine 30. So B over C is going to be equal to C over 2 over C. So that's going to be equal to 1/2. So that's why sine 30 is going to always be 1/2. Now let's do cosine 30. It's roughly the similar, so I'm going to call it the same banana. Okay, so cosine 30 is basically the Pythagorean theorem. So let's do A squared plus B squared, but we know that B in this problem is C over 2, so C over 2 squared. So let's do C squared over 4 is going to be equal to C squared. So let's subtract C squared over 4 to both sides. So let's do A squared is going to be equal to 3 over 4C squared. And now let's take the square root of both sides. So A is going to be equal to square root of 3 over 2C. So let's put that in to cosine 30. So A over C, so let's put that, substitute that in for A. So square root of 3 over 2C, all of that is over C. So let's get rid of those C's. So it's going to be square root of 3 over 2. So that's why cosine 30 is always going to be square root of 3 over 2. So now let's do sine 45 and cosine 45. So let's draw a 45, 90, 45 triangle. So this angle is going to be 90, this angle is going to be 45, and this is going to also be 45. So let's label the sides A, this one's going to be B, but wait, this is an isosceles triangle, so it could also be A. So let's also call this one A, and let's call the hypotenuse C. So sine 30 is going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse. That's going to be A over C. The same thing is cosine 30. So cosine 30 and sine 30 are exactly the same. I meant 45. Sorry, 45. Correction. Now let's do cosine 45 is also going to be equal to A over C. So A over C. There. So let's do the Pythagorean theorem. So A squared 2A squared is going to be equal to C squared. So let's divide both sides by 2. So A squared is going to be equal to C squared over 2. And now let's take the square root of both sides. So A is going to be equal to C over square root of 2. So let's put that in to cosine 45 and sine 45. Let's do sine 45 first. So that's going to be C over square root of 2 over C. And that's going to be the same for the cosine 45. So 2 all over C. So that's going to be equal to 1 over square root of 2. And that's also going to be equal to 1 over square root of 2. Now, we don't want the square root of 2 to be in the denominator, so let's bring it up to the numerator. So let's multiply the top and bottom by square root of 2. So that's going to be equal to square root 2 over 2, and that's going to be the same for cosine 45. Square root 2 over 2. So that is why sine 45 and cosine 45 are going to be equal to square root of 2 over 2. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!